If you've ever looked at a colony of ants, or a beehive, or a flock of starlings like this one here, you'll notice that it exhibits a level of organization and integration that no one has designed and no one controls. No individual ant or bird has any conception of the larger group that it takes part in. But somehow they all fit together and decide together. Each knows its place and each acts in coordination with the other. It's as if the flock or swarm itself has a mind of its own. This is just as true of human crowds and collectives. Simply by gathering together, even into the most transient crowds on the street, people can take on a common mind and a collective will. We don't always trust large crowds of people to make good decisions. Groupthink is a word that psychologists use to describe mindless conformity to common opinion. People have seen this at work in angry mobs and in stock market bubbles and panics. Or worse, in the crowds that line up to cheer dictators. But crowds and other human groupings can sometimes have an intelligence greater than the sum of their parts. Whether we believe in the madness of crowds or the wisdom of crowds, it's clear that intelligence is not just about what you have inside your head. It's about the larger group that you take part in. It's not just about your internal brain network, it's about the external networks that you're wired up to. Psychologists, philosophers, sociologists, economists, political theorists, and computer system designers have all started to think about this second type of intelligence. Not individual intelligence, but group intelligence. Where does it come from? How can it be enhanced? What structure does it need to have? H.G. Wells, the father of science fiction, and also, as it happens, Imperial College's most famous son, had an idea at the end of his life for what he called a world brain, the sum of all the world's knowledge gathered together in one place, in order, as he put it, to bring all the scattered and ineffectual mental wealth together into something like a common understanding. Around 30 years ago, this seemed to be coming true. The birth of the internet heralded a new dawn in our collective understanding, where everyone could get access to information without any central authority getting in the way. But has the internet, and the public discussion that takes place through it, lived up to this? Or has it led to a climate of populism and demagogy, angry Twitter partisanship, and paranoid conspiracy theories? The question of how collective intelligence comes about can affect how we organize our thinking together in our businesses and labs and colleges and research centers. And it can help you organize and orient yourself within these structures. But above all, it can affect how we relate together as citizens. How do we ensure that our public conversation produces an increase in collective intelligence? This is really a matter of urgency for the future of democracy. The Horizons I Explore Collective Intelligence course is a sociable, group-based course that invites students to think together about how we think together. It'll give you some valuable tips for later on in your professional life, but it'll also invite you down some more abstract, philosophical lines of inquiry. It asks students for a little bit of reading, not a lot of assessment, quite a bit of thinking, and a lot of discussion and participation and collaboration. I'd love to see you there.